Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
My son has gaming on the brain, and that's his thing. It's his trip.
He's
it's
still
his joy.
strictly Fortnite, or is he graduated?
No, because he wanted desperately the brand new Call of Duty.
Yes.
So his attitude, as I mentioned on yesterday's show, has been problematic, and then he kind of came around a little bit, and then I realized the coming around was, for the fact that he wanted something, and but I like the way he started. He said, "Dad, if I pay you back with my dog walking money, can I?" And that's how he approached it, without even saying, "Hey, gimme." And I like that. I said, "Listen, if you change your attitude, and you show me that everything's cool." Schoolwork doesn't come into play because schoolwork is always great with him, fortunately.
And it's also to be expected, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you don't usually reward good schoolwork. That's to be expected. You're supposed to.
Yes and no. It depends.
All right.
On the circumstances. But, I mean,
we never did with Robert, but then we never had to. So
he's good in what do you mean you never had to?
Well, rewarding good schoolwork.
Yeah, well, I think that contradicts what you were saying is to be expected, right?
Well, you can expect a lot of things.
Yeah, with Julia, you had no problem.
No, not at all. To this day, no problem.
Except, with the Dillinger phase, which was her basic, probably around the same age Michael is now with his attitude phase, right?
I think she was a hair younger. Yeah.
Oh, younger. Okay.
So she was a jelly bean, Mike.
Julia Jellybean was her.
Julia Jellybean, yeah.
Her nom de plume that she stuck around it. This, so I said, okay, if the attitude changes a little bit, I will advance you this, and you will be able to pay me back either with your dog walking money or by adding to your regular list of tasks that you have in the house. And it's just, it's parenting 101. That's the way it is. So finally, he cops a tude. I think it was Sunday. I think that's when the tube, and I said, "You were going to get it tomorrow. That's going to be Tuesday night now."
I remember this, yes.
And so he's like, and Sunday night was just a cluster F. And then rolls home yesterday, concerned, nervous, uptight, overly prepared perhaps for his social studies test, which was, for a 10-year-old, I looked at the questions and I looked at the studying, some serious study habits. Good for him. And 100.
What was the topicality?
Jamestown.
That's the worst era. That's the worst era of his.
Why? It was the thirstiest era.
No, I like when once we become a nation, that's when it's good.
Thirstiest is funny. Where they're all drinking mead and ale.
Yes, lots of ale.
Only 100 in the class.
That's great.
On his social studies test. I'm really, really psyched about that. And then he said, when can I get the Call of Duty? This is long after we got the results on the test. I said, you get it tonight. I said, your attitude's better, and I think you get a reward on the test. He said, which one? He said, the updated one. I mean, the big one or the little one? They're two tiers like all these video games. I said, get the big one.
The
and he's all
pack?
psyched. So we're chilling.
Extra $30.
And what are the bonuses that come with the big one?
Exactly.
I was a gamer once. I know.
Well, I mean, does it come with a T-shirt? What is it? What makes it better?
No, it's out of your depth. You're going to make fun of it. It's not.
No, not necessarily. Because remember, my son is a gamer, so I'm curious.
Then you should know.
I know. I don't. So
why are you not interested in your son's life? You don't know what he does when he's paying an extra $30 for his games. He's getting expansion packs. He's getting unique maps to
expansion pack being the key word here.
Yes.
Okay. And that's not out of my depth. That's not out of my depth.
Yes, but it's expansion pack for any video game has been around for 20 years since I was gaming.
All right, very good.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
So, as you know, I came into the show either Monday or yesterday where I was worn out.
You were mad yesterday.
I was
fussy,
really
cross.
Really kind of worn down by the circumstances, and that carried into that carried into yesterday morning from the previous night. So I was really just still burned on it. And I was really happy that the day went the way it went yesterday. I was really psyched about the test. I was psyched about the change in attitude. Really, really cool. But I knew that once the reward was doled out, that, it'll slide again. It does. A psychotherapist once told me, you can never get enough of what won't satisfy you. And I think that is food, booze, sex, any of the vices we have, weed, anything you have. You can't get enough of it if you get obsessed with it. It'll never satisfy you completely. I put video games squarely in that same category, that you can't do that. So I know the other shoe's going to drop. Now, meanwhile, what I hadn't been talking about is that we have a hot tub in the backyard, which is I'd say next to the kitchen, is our most cherished possession because
it's a time machine.
When it gets cool, it's a hot tub time. We travel.
Back to Jamestown.
We travel to Jamestown, and we can travel into the future.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not post-apocalyptic.
No.
It's nice.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That's great.
A positive outlook.
Everybody has hair like Donald Trump in the future.
Yeah.
That is great. I'm going.
But it's real. It's not a comb-over. It's real blonde hair.
It just grows.
So
my hair grows.
With electrolytes.
My hair grows.
Mike, I've spent time with you in that hot tub. It's glorious.
It is the only
Topless.
thing he was. It is the only thing that I cherish. Well, it broke. I tried to fix it, and I couldn't. And the electric is going to it, but the gas is not. And I'm hearing it go, ting. Obviously, something's not firing. Flash forward, got to get the guy out. The guy.
Yeah, Johnny Hot
There's
Tub.
always a guy. The guy comes out, says, yeah, he looked at it. We don't do that kind of work. That's when they charged me $150. I call back. I'm like, so you're telling me you did a service call for that amount of money, and you are part of my regular servicing on this whole complex, and you're charging me, and you didn't fix it. They said, that's a kind of an interesting way to do business. That's all I said. I got a call back in 5 minutes. We are going to refund you the service.
Good. You're your own advocate. Thank
Attaboy.
And it speaks to sometimes they're so used to, especially this time of year, that if you chill about it, because I was bummed, but I wasn't going to fight the battle. If they wanted to screw me, they could screw me. They were nice enough to do that, and I think they understood that if they had done it that way, I'd get another company to do the regular work. That would have been.
Yeah.
So they tell me
become a problem.
A problem.
Yeah.
A very big problem.
I love the fact that you were, by comparison, a cheerful customer, and you were rewarded for that.
That's
because
true.
you got so many cranky old people.
I wasn't
down
cheerful.
there.
I was
He was
factual.
passive aggressive.
But what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying is that on the scale of what they deal with, he probably was one of the most cheerful calls they got all day.
The call goes well. I get the satisfaction I want, and they give me a reco on the individual that's going to come out and fix it. That's the gas people that deal with the crap that blows up. So they charge a fortune. It takes a while, but finally, and they don't communicate. They're a bad communicating company. So I see the guy when I'm pulling out of the driveway, and then when I get back, he's gone, and no email, no text, no nothing. I call yesterday, and I said, the guy I think was out here, even though I knew he was out here.
Yeah.
I just want to know if it was fixed. It was fixed. It's fixed. Then my controller, which is Wi-Fi, is not connected. So I got to go back out to the thing and reset it, and it works. And now I'm really excited because after about a month and a half of not having this thing available with the real kind of cold snap we have in the evening, that's what we like to do. That's what it's a sleep aid. It really is. It's just
relaxing.
It warms you up and
relaxes you,
stuff
yes.
like that.
When you called the lady or whoever was the receptionist at the gas company, when she answered the phone, did she say, wait.
Pull what out? You got a dart in your neck, man.
The leak has been fixed.
But here's the weird thing. So I call, they confirm he fixed it, and then I get a voicemail from the same guy saying, hey, I was out yesterday, I fixed it. Hey, in fairness to anybody doing anything down here now,
You got it fixed.
they're working their asses off.
Yeah,
Sure.
They have a short window to do it. to hustle and make the money, but that doesn't mean that they're not absolutely overstretched. So you kind of, I feel for the people that are slaying the dragon. You know, they bitch about the people coming down here, but they rely on the people, the locusts who fly in and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking last night, after I take Michael to register for Pop Warner football, being dad duty, and the attitude is still good,
That's
that
great.
everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. And the attitude is still good post-purchase, which is usually, I've had it happen very, very quickly. I fire up the hot tub time machine.
Yes.
And it heats up 99 degrees. 99 degrees. It is
Ideal.
hot. It is hot. I get in there. Carla's going to be joining me in there. Hey.
Look at
And it's Chateau Relaxo. And I don't have a lot of, real joys. That's just a simple pleasure that I am very blessed and lucky to have.
As
And
it
I'm in
bubbles,
there.
is there any overwhelming smell of gas?
No,
Good.
it's on the other side.
That's safe.
He's not even.
But you hear-
He's just doing his Matthew Perry. He's just like hanging out, relaxing,
hanging out,
enjoying
no
his life.
alcohol, no
Yeah.
nothing. But I hear the gas heater makes this. You guys heard it?
Yeah,
it goes
yeah.
like a jet
Yeah.
engine. I like it. It's just hearing it working, and it's like and I chill out, and then Michael bursts through the door and goes, "Dad, Dad, the megs for the upload for the download. I've got a 1." And he looks at me. I've got a 1. Like looking at me like I'm Comcast.
Right.
Like
right.
I'm the culprit.
Fix it. Yeah.
And it went on for about 5 minutes. I'm in my Chateau Relaxo place, and I said something that I don't often say to him. I said, "I don't care about your download right now. I am relaxing. It is, I will look into it later." As it turns out, the world bitches about these Call of Duty downloads because there's so much space.
It takes
Yeah.
4 hours.
It takes at least 4 hours.
if you're lucky, it doesn't matter how fast your internet is. It just is.
It's the amount of crap.
Yeah. You got to load it all up. You got to. You
And
gotta
think
juice
about
up.
Call of Duty. Think about how much info
Yeah,
is
but
on
he
that.
should know this.
yeah,
He's
but
the kid.
he's still cranky, though. He doesn't like it.
You best believe there's a different world in the Fantana household when I grew up.
I said, in my humble opinion, some of the meanest things I've said to my son.
Good.
I said, I looked at him in the eye and I said, "Let me tell you something, young man.
Oh,
I'm
no.
about to flip on you. And when I flip on you, it's not going to be a pleasant." "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm about to stop being the dad you know and be
Yeah.
the dad you don't like.
You have a certain set of skills.
That's right.
I have
Yeah.
set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for a kid like you.
Yeah.
So, listen, if you get out of the way and let me enjoy my hot tub, I will forget about this. But if you continue to argue about how bad our internet is when I've got a fabulous podcast doing internet speed, I will find you and I will kill you."
No. You would find his gaming system, and
I
then
will throw it out the window.
no, you throw it in the pool while you're in the hot tub. Yeah.
And by the way, when I think
And
PC,
then you say, how many dog walks is that?
That's right.
Do that, man.
Buster.
I think about PCs in a very difficult way for a variety of reasons.
No.
But anywho,
Or
it's
they're
just
personal computers.
it's a personal computer, but I am a Mac person, and I do
yeah.
all
Oh, yeah.
my work
PCs
with
are the worst if you're going to Mac
communicating
PC,
to you with a
yes.
Mac now. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
it
yeah.
happens.
Yeah. If it was a PC, it'd be like 10 calls to Bloom and no answer.
Exactly. So he leaves. And
His own
then
Call of Duty.
I looked into it and find out the bitch threads. By the way, and I don't like going into the land of nerd. Because it takes a
Right.
while to get the right thread. It takes a while to get the, well, yes, really got some
Yeah.
my particular, and something along the lines of the conspiracy theory is that Call of Duty takes so much space up on a PC because they don't want you to play any other games. I didn't buy into that.
No, if you
I
don't,
didn't-
if you're not hardwired,
Oh.
either way, it takes
Uh-oh.
forever.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oops. Please don't say that in front of my son. 'Cause
He's not hardwired?
He's not hardwired.
Oh, pff.
That
That's
seems-
8 hours. Tell him to
Yeah.
go to bed and then go to school and then figure it out when he gets home.
Yeah, check with us on Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Remember the dude
My-
that came into the garage, Oscar?
Yeah.
Remember where the router is?
Yeah, it was expensive.
It's but I could probably run it up through do a little hole and.
Do you think he's
you know what I
earned that
could do?
privilege?
What's that?
Think he's earned that privilege after all of this?
Yeah, maybe
I
last week.
I might just do the old out the window trick.
Like I do at my parents.
Yeah.
My sisters.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You down with that? You think
I
that'd
throw
be
it
a
out
good-
the window and push
Oh,
it right
by the
back
way, your
in.
name was invoked too.
Yeah,
your name
he
was
should have
invoked.
called me. I said,
I'm
hey,
not
crocodile tears.
I call you enough. My wife calls you now. My wife is involved in this show. I am not going to waste your time.
I would have settled it. It would have been quick.
I got plenty of bones to pick with you on a weekly basis. I ain't bothering your ass for a download speed for a video game. It ain't happening.
I was at the office with Rob Ford and one of our wonderful editors. So I would have answered happily.
But I know you would have. You're a good godfather. You're
Yes.
but he doesn't deserve that, and that is this is business time when I'm talking
Yes.
to you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay,
I got you.
So I didn't want to do that, but I think maybe
okay,
I'll roll
if-
it out the window. I think I got enough Ethernet
Throw,
cable.
throw
to
it out
last
the
a lifetime.
window. Take it around the side. And if you ever have an issue, when that happens, just make sure that there's not like a critter that got to the cable or
Got
anything like that before you rip
I got
out
it.
the
It's easy.
Or a
it's
neighbor.
The rooms are side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
if you
well,
ever
there's a
get-
bathroom in between.
If he ever gets abducted because the window was cracked for the cable,
Right.
you'll know why.
Well, I mean, we got a gated neighborhood, so if the creepy crawler
It
gets
pays
in,
your money, it takes your risks. I mean,
That's
it's what life is about.
I'm not gonna, for this show, it's
The
a
Wet
different
Bandits.
animal. And they, by the way,
WETT.
they did a pretty decent job, didn't they?
did a great
Hardwiring
job.
this
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Oh, what that guy did. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, I've handled many handyman and a commercial for as many moves as we've made for Podville.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good dude.
The guy that came in was so surgical
Yep.
and so like thoughtful and really effing.
And into it that he was doing at this show.
But he was into how methodical he was about this is where I'm going to place this because this is where it should be for your needs.
Yeah.
I was
Most people
really
are like,
pleased.
this, oh, you want it right here? Okay. They don't even ask you what you're going to use it for.
Yep.
No. And
Right.
they want to do what's easiest for them. There was none of that.
It was great.
Yeah, he was good.
Like the guy that charged me $1 million for a $28 part, a gas valve.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Oof.
Brutal.
By the way, kids, it doesn't just apply to college and education.
Yeah.
Even if you're a tradesman, get as educated as you can because the more skill sets you have as a tradesman, for example, a regular plumber or a gas plumber, it's up a tier. You go up a tier.
I just
Like
started
everything
getting
else.
to the electrical game. I got a volume meter. I changed a switch at my parents' house.
Electrical game. Isn't it nice that he's adopted some phrases that are elderly phrases that you and I
Yes,
use, Rob?
I love it.
I
I
got
love it.
into the electrical game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got tired of calling that outfit, so I got into the electrical game.
Yeah. I'm going to be a good outfit when it comes to changing
that
changing out
outfit is
switches.
crooked. I got to
If
put
they
in my
can't
own
accommodate
switch.
my wife's 75th birthday, we'll go up to the Bonefish. It's my favorite one that I've ever heard. It's a million years ago I heard
The
that.
Bonefish.
They can't handle it. That's no problem. I'll go up to the Bonefish.
That's a good outfit.
Yeah. I'll go to the Carrabba's and get a chicken parm. They're lovely. There you go.
Wait, you've heard that same conversation at the club?
There was a long time ago at one
Yeah.
of the other Happy Valleys that I had down here, and he was, that what they do down here, it's on the news, and I have pointedly tried to avoid my regular diatribe on snowbirds coming down here. But I will tell you on the news,
Yes.
on the news, there are distinct categories. We have Trump's victory in New Hampshire, followed
By the way,
by-
congratulations.
Congratulations,
to our ex-president. Yes.
Donald. Followed by the various crimes that happen, and then it's usually a good 8 to 10 minutes of something involving old people whining.
Oh.
And it'll be some lady that's standing out in her front yard going, "We have been enjoying this view, and if they put that pole in there, I'm not going to be." And I look at the TV, and I just go,
I've lived here since 2018 and always enjoyed having a sidewalk. Yes.
I get most of my news either from my phone or for that 30 minutes and 60 minutes. So 30 minutes or 22 minutes of Lester Holt.
Yeah, that
including
noted French
commercials,
person,
and
Lester
then 60
Holt.
minutes on Sunday. But the majority is on my phone, and I get Fort Myers news on my phone. And 2 days ago, I said, it said a lucky lady wins $1 million in Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah.
And I
A lot
click
of
through, and I'm like, please let it be Carla O'Mara. Mike will be so much happier.
Yeah.
And then, I click through, and then it's a 29-year-old, I guess, young lady won a scratcher of $1 million.
Happy at a local one. That's
Yes.
a local, and
Yes.
that's awesome for me. I love that.
You have a
What's
lot
the
of
most
scratchers
you've ever
in
won on
Florida,
a scratcher,
don't you?
The most.
The most I've ever won on a
Yes.
scratcher. We won a grand one time.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, we had to go to the lottery office to collect.
Jesus.
That's a big
How about
deal.
you, Oscar?
I think maybe $100 or $150.
Yeah, I got 50 once.
Yeah.
Nothing
bad.
I ever had to go to an office for.
Yeah,
I'll-
nothing that you had to make a trip to the outfit.
In the world I live in now, I'll be sitting there just diving into my computer at night, and I'll look over and I see Carly going.
Good for her.
She rolled
Yeah.
out and she, hey, she's
Good for
she's a breadwinner.
You can't win if you don't play, Mike.
And she's doing a great job for the show. I'm very happy with
Yes,
what she's
she
doing for the
is.
show. But yeah, these people, there's a lot going on. The most recent was, what's funny is expanding like a school, like services that happen down here, and you see this like, if they do that, they're going to come in. It's all NIMBY stuff, not in my backyard.
Sure.
People that don't want anything done. And then, the various heinous crime. It's multifold. They're layers of Florida that you experience down here. And I've said it before. The children, remember this. This is important. The children of the greatest generation, I'm in
Yes.
this category. The children of the greatest generation are brats. All of us.
Mm-hmm.
We are all brats because we had it great. We had it great for a long, long time. And it's
Have
an
you
amazing
seen
journey.
the Mike? There's a problem in the real estate market for the younger generation because your generation is not selling their homes,
Yeah.
and it's clutting up the market because there's not enough. You don't have the money to
What?
build.
Flooding? Is that
It's
CLUDDING?
Mike, it's clouding up the market because
Yeah.
what's happened is that they're not putting their houses up for sale and moving to environments that are suited for old people or dying. Nobody's dying anymore, and there's no houses.
But they
no-
aren't.
I know.
It is stunning.
Yeah, but they're primarily not selling their houses because
They
of
like
the
them.
of the interest rate that they have on their houses.
No, they're paid off though.
What? Oh, I didn't know most people's old people's houses were paid off.
Yeah, well,
Probably,
after 30
I
years,
would
yeah.
imagine that that's it in all cities all over America. If you're 75, 80, and you've been in the house for a while, you've paid off your mortgage.
I should ask my parents.
If they paid off their house, I guarantee your parents have long since paid off their
Yeah.
house.
I don't know.
When
you
did
ever
they
think
move
about
in?
that?
The longest path.
How long have they been there, roughly, in the house?
20 years?
Maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
quite. If they got a conventional, maybe they,
Yeah.
they haven't. But it's, it's what it is down here. It's
so funny. Because everything that's in the will just goes to my older brother because he's the most responsible of all of us because he just is.
Is he
Can I ask-
expected to
hold on,
distribute it?
Hold on, Rob. I have to ask
Yeah.
this question. When did you when and how did you become aware of the will? Was it was the subject broached by your father?
Oh, I helped them put it together.
I remember that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to put their estate in trust and everything. And I said, I don't want to fight with anybody because that's what happens if it goes to me. Because my dad was going to give me the as trustee.
Executorship?
Yes, executorship. And I said, oh no, I said, I love you, Dad. I don't want anything from you or Mom. God bless you. Give it to Jose.
You notice, he chose the sibling he has the better relationship.
Of course.
No, because my brother he's surgical. He
And
doesn't. He's not emotional. He's
All right,
an
let me
anesthesiologist.
Okay, that's one reason. I'll give you that.
And then
I'll
he
give you
doesn't.
that.
He's the middle child, and he loves this responsibility. I
And?
don't want that.
Is there any and on this though? Let's be honest.
No,
Yeah,
he will be practical. He'll
will
make
be
sure
practical.
that all the taxes are paid off, everything is cleared. If there are any debts,
And the
I don't need
sister,
another job.
Tatiana, what would it be if she was the trustee?
Mike, you're evil.
Just out of
If my
curiosity.
sister was the trustee, she'd probably look at the dollars before what was actually needed to leave. She's a spender.
If your sister was the trustee, would she be investigated for murder?
No, she's the
Okay.
spender of the
Okay.
family.
Yeah.
I love my sister, but she's the spender. And
The
my
poison
brother
was
is
the only
saver.
thing keeping them alive.
My brother's the saver.
Okay.
Well, I think that looking at and you're an honest guy. That's a very nice. I mean, you're honest in certain things.
What things am I dishonest about?
What's that?
What am I dishonest about?
I don't know whether it's dishonesty or.
Well, no. If you're going to say that, then you got to give me some examples.
Well, I don't want to have a thing here on the
Well,
show.
you can't just throw that out on willy nilly.
Well, I mean, it's not dishonesty per se, but it's like, for example, I'll be in my seat by 8:30. It's not. Rob was talking.
Reliability and punctuality is different than honesty
than dishonesty.
and
I agree.
character. Yes.
And you're sitting there with your old man, where you could easily have become the trustee, and I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit, because this was all going to be a compliment. Where, Mrs. O'Mara, why are you coming into the studio?
Getting a DC.
Oh, getting a DC. Diet Coke.
Oh.
Go kill him. New client today, right? Yeah. All right. Wash away. Anywho, you're sitting there and you would have the opportunity to, say, it'll be mine. It'll all be mine. And if they doled out that cash in terms of need, would you not be at the top of the list? Right?
No. I don't have kids. I don't have tuition.
No, but I'm
to
talking
pay.
about the disposable. Like the
I have-
family
I-
fortune.
I have the most disposable income of all my family members, I imagine.
You do?
Yes.
When did that happen?
Because I don't have kids and I have 20 jobs and I don't really live an opulent lifestyle.
Oh, so you're
wow.
looking like down
I'm
the
good.
road too, because
Yeah.
Are you
got
making
expensive.
more than your doctor siblings?
Collectively, I'm not as a household. No, but personally, when you run a multimedia company, you do pretty well.
Really?
Yes.
Can you text it to me?
It's none of your business, frankly. But God bless you.
Well, technically, I am a silent partner in the business. So
Do you know how this show can survive without me getting compensated for months at a time?
Well, it can't survive much longer without me getting
I
compensated. I'll give you that.
I understand that, but that's how that happens when you're compensated elsewhere.
Well, I know you're compensated elsewhere,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I like to remind you constantly that you can handle that because you have another job.
Yeah, but I don't have to.
Well, I know, but I don't have
Yes.
another job.
Yes, but you could
I
get
don't
one if
have
you wanted
another
to.
job. What?
You could get one if you
What,
wanted.
Walmart? Well, what am I going to do
No,
besides
you could
this?
get a 4-hour radio gig anywhere in the world.
I don't believe
You're
I can.
Michael
I had an
Mara.
agent. I had an agent. Do you know how long that took for me to do that? One year. 1 year from the time I got laid off from CBS or whatever they were at the particular time to the time I picked up with Cumulus, who a year later did the same goddamn thing to me. And by the way, meanwhile, radio with salaries and stuff like that. You know what? I believe that there was damage done in your boy's career here, associated with perhaps not the greatest employee profile. All right, that's what I dealt with, and I didn't
still
burden
a
you.
hot-
I
a
didn't.
hot
Hold on,
tamale.
let me finish. I didn't burden you with the conversations I had with my last agent. And I haven't had an agent since. So this is it, baby. This is all I got.
What are you
know?
burdening me with? I would have loved to hear the
It's none of
inside
your
skinny
business.
on radio. Yeah, well, because I never asked.
No, it's none of your business because I just told you it's none of your business.
Oh, no. I told you it's none of your business. I said that.
you
but
both
then
said
I
it.
told you it's none of your business.
So it's a
Yeah,
tie.
but I
Well,
didn't-
the conversations I
but
had
but I didn't
with my
ask you.
agent.
But I didn't ask
You just asked me on the show.
No, I
Yes,
said
you did.
I
You could play
would
the
have
tape
been
back.
I would have been fascinated to hear about it.
Exactly. And I said,
But I
none of your
didn't
business.
ask you for it.
You just did.
No, I said I would have been fascinated. I didn't say I wish you would have told me.
Yeah, well, you were that to me was a form of asking.
No.
And I also wanted to counter with it's none of your business.
Mike, I told you
thing.
2 years ago, and you went apoplectic, that I didn't have to do this job for a living.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago on the air, and you went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you don't need this job. And I said, no, I love doing this job. This is why I'm here. So I don't know why you don't remember that.
What are you saying I don't remember?
That
I remember everything you said. I remember everything you said.
Yes.
I didn't know that you were you cry poor mouth more than anybody on this show. You talk about going up to your lavish estate in California because you can't afford it, and your lavish estate.
No, I don't. I never said I couldn't afford it.
Rob, help me out just
No,
a little
you know
bit
what?
here. I'm
He
going to
does-
get
I
eviscerated
don't.
by a rewrite of
I
history.
think-
I
think-
don't say that.
I don't think he cries poor mouth.
No, it's
at all.
expensive to fly out there.
I think what he does is he reminds us of sacrifices.
You could
he
fly
makes.
private.
No, I could. No, I'm saying my point is I fly out there because you have to do that with your family. You could do other things, but in this family, my family, you have to be with your family, which I don't mind in the long run. It's still a pain in the ass. That's I guess you're misreading what that is, what that's all about. Like that really is at the end of the day.
All right, let's
sacrifice.
tell the real truth here.
Yes.
How often do I ask you off air in any way about your finances? How often have I even inquired as to what you make ever, other than our business relationship?
You've never asked.
There's the truth,
Yeah.
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Let's
Yeah.
make it really clear. When he's talking about me going apoplectic, let's just, for the record,
you did
say
that
I
one
have,
episode. You did.
No, but
You
I'm
did.
saying you're painting me in a bad light, and I don't like that.
But,
and I
but
want
2
to make
years
sure.
ago, that's what happened, and I had to explain to you that.
No, but I mean,
this
I
is
don't
what's
like
great.
being. Nobody likes being painted in a bad light. And when I'm talking about honesty here, you have referred to how spectacular your brother's place in Cape Cod is, and your sister's
Yes.
place in
Correct.
Beverly Hills, and you make
Correct.
it, and you talk about your postage stamp size house. Would
Yes.
I be wrong if I
Yes.
said to you
Yes.
that throughout your entire narrative on this show,
Yes.
you have explained that you are the less wealthy younger brother? Would that
Correct.
be incorrect?
And that is true. I am the less wealthy younger brother, and that's still the case.
You just
I
said
just
though,
don't.
that you're
I don't.
compensated
I don't
as
have.
much as they are.
I don't have the expenses they have.
I understand that, but now I'm
which
confused.
gives me
Which is it?
free cash flow, which means you don't need the money if you don't have kids to send to college.
Okay.
You don't need the money if you don't have 2 houses. You don't need the money if you don't have X, Y, and Z. Like,
So you're
I
looking
don't-
more at the
So,
big
I'm
picture
just
and weighing
confused what
the
point
future
is
as well.
here. I don't know what because I
My
was
point-
saying
the point is
I was
I don't
saying
want-
with
I
you
don't
you
need-
were sitting there as
Yeah.
this started
Yeah.
when you slipped a little bit and started swinging around saying I'm as compensated because I'm the CEO of a major corporation,
Yes.
a media company, and I'm doing, and that's why I don't have any need to do the Mike O'Mara show, and
which I
and
said
that-
2 years ago openly.
yeah, but
Yes.
I do. And I've
But
also
that,
told
but that, I'm
Oscar.
not talking about you. You're talking about me.
I'm
Me.
talking about
This is
you,
me.
but I mean, you brought up the apoplectic thing. You brought that up, and I'm
'Cause
saying
that's
for
what
you,
happened.
I'm saying, well, you've done things before that I bring up. It doesn't paint me in a good light, or it doesn't paint
But
you in a good
Mike,
light.
I'm saying, I was highlighting to you that we've had the same conversation, and then you got mad at me because, for some reason, and I'm not.
I
this
got
isn't
mad
even a
at
fight.
you, if we can go on the record,
Yes.
for saying I don't need this, which translated at the time in my mind to
Yes.
I don't give a shit. That's what I was concerned about. We have since had multiple discussions where, quite honestly, you are more of an advocate for me continuing to slay the
Yes.
dragon here than
Yeah,
I am.
because I'm not a quitter.
Because, well, I'm not a
We
quitter
need to
either, but
fight.
I think I'm a reinventor sometimes, and I don't want to reinvent. I like doing this the way I like doing it. But, that's why I went apoplectic, because that's what I was hearing,
Yeah,
I
was
don't
saying-
need, I will give you, and by the way, since that time, that kind of whole, I have to be honest, that kind of hangs over my head a little bit, that at a moment's notice, F you, see you later. That's not a good way to work. Usually you want to work with people that have more invested in it. You know what I mean? And so just loving doing it, I hope that what you tell me off air, that we are working hard to change everything, and that we are going to be doing well, and it is going to be worth your while.
Yeah,
is
correct.
true. You said that to me. I hope it's true.
But my actions speak louder than words.
Sometimes sometimes it will be frustrating with you.
10 months.
Yeah,
Who
but I
works
mean,
for
I
free?
know, but 10
Who
months.
works for free for 10 months if they don't believe
please
it?
don't say that again. Please.
But
we've
but
heard that.
your question.
If
But
you
you're-
talk, let me
but
tell you,
you're-
ladies and gentlemen, what Oscar likes to do with me. He speaks out of both sides of his mouth. He
I'm
talks
not.
to me
This is all
about
facts.
being here, taping every show,
Yes.
never taking a moment off, and
Yes.
coming in here because it's important for the brand.
Yes.
While
For
at
you.
the same
For you.
time
For you.
coming on the show
For you.
and saying I am not compensated, that urinates like a friggin' dog all over my brand. And
Okay.
I really ask you publicly now, I would really love it if you would not say that again.
Then
Okay?
stop questioning my motivation or if I have dedication to the show, because my actions
How did
have
I
spoken louder
say,
than words.
how did I question your A, motivation, or
Yes.
B, dedication?
You just said it really bothers me that you could just leave at any moment
Mm-hmm.
if at this point, 10 months in, anyone else would have left a long time ago. So you should wipe that from your mind that I'm ever going to leave if I haven't left by now.
Yeah, but I hate hearing that. You know that, right? You know how much
I get
You know
that.
how much that makes me
How do you
almost,
think it
almost
feels-
it makes me sick to my stomach.
How do you think it makes me feel when you're like, I still wonder if you're like going to leave
Yeah, I
at
get
any
it.
moment.
Okay. Point well taken. That is the best point you've made during this entire discussion. But it really, your lack of, doing it is, it sucks. And I guess
Yeah.
we're going. Are we going to put this up? Are we going to go public with this? Are we going to let the listeners hear this? Because I think it's.
I don't think
I
anything
think it's a little
terrible has been
overdue.
said. I don't think it's terrible. It's great. This is compelling radio.
Folks,
That's why
you're listening
when the
to
new
three
platform's
people
coming.
here. You're listening to three people
The
here
new platform
that aren't getting
Mahan.
compensated.
Mahan.
You're listening to three people because we are hanging on, trying to rebuild this,
Yeah.
and it has been the most difficult time of doing this show in this incarnation.
And,
And I have had, let me just finish. I have had moments where I've talked to Oscar and I've said, is this worth it? Oscar is the cheerleader for me. He is the one that talks me off the ledge and tells me we're going to do this, we're going to turn this around. And Oscar, if you want to know, and this is the truth also, I'll give you this credit, is a true believer because Oscar has gone the longest because he's got the other gig, and this show tapes from where that gig is, so he works from his other office, and he has gone the longest in this situation. Then it became Rob and me, and that's where we are right now. We never talked to Rob about it, but the fact is that it's been a slog. And it's been a difficult slog.
We've gone through the hardest part,
and
like we have.
And
we've and we're not alone. Every other podcast in America that's independent has gone through this, and most have shuttered that couldn't handle it. We will be there. We continue to be here. We will continue to build. That's why I'm so pumped for this new platform to get launched, because it's really
everything he's saying
reinvent.
to you right now is what he said to me off air, folks. So you know
Yes,
that. It is difficult for we have been through bad times before. We've recreated, ways to monetize this podcast, and this dovetails very, very nicely into something I wanted to say today, because it's not that. And by the way, if you're going to get online and say, Mike, when I see you driving in this car, or I see you sitting there in a hot tub, or you doing, I have worked 40 goddamn years in this business. I am now supporting why are you laughing?
I'm just saying.
Maybe because you have a gig.
No, none of us ever said we're poor.
No, but I am saying,
and none of us are poor.
But no, listen, this speaks to the whole thing. If we're really doing this,
You just said you spent time in your hot tub. Poor people don't have hot tubs, right?
Rob, help me out. He's missing it. Maybe it's a language thing. I don't know what's going on.
No, I don't think it's a
fucking
language
me,
thing.
and I don't want to be fucked.
No, Oscar, what he's saying is that there is a history that predates this that allows him where he is at now. He's had an entire career leading up to it, and I think that's one of the things that's hardest to deal with is that we are going through this, the hardest time in any of our careers, after we have so much career behind us. It should be an upward.
That's the point, and I am living.
It should be an upward.
Without,
you know,
I am living without income for the first time in my career. And what I'm saying is, when I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about, and it's funny to you, dude. And that's if I had a gig that was paying me a lot of money, I maybe wouldn't be as serious about it as I am right now.
I'm not laughing. I don't understand the point you're trying to make right now because no one's questioning your life. Ever since
Oscar, you are so wrong about that. If you read the myriad of comments that are made about me when I'm pitching and shilling for this show, it's tough for us to support a show when I see this guy doing this and this and this. I've gotten it my entire career. I've gotten it especially when I've done this podcast. That is the point.
Okay.
That before you interrupted by saying, "Yeah, you're in your hot tub. Nobody has a hot tub." You were diving right into that narrative. You feed that narrative more than anybody on the show.
But Mike, I guess this is what I don't understand. But my entire career, you have had a level of success, even before we started working together, that was admirable and very public. It just was. And when I see what you're talking about online, I see the same things I used to see on radio message boards when you were on the air.
Mm-hmm.
That will never change.
Yeah, but
Ever.
I can address it because it's
Of course.
because it pisses me off.
Of course, but I'm saying, but
also people thinking about what I have done in my life and putting it in the context of supporting a show where there are multiple people involved, it's difficult. Now, so if you're thinking about, supporting this show, and I was going to mention the people that are really stepping up and doing it,
right.
That's what I was
them.
doing.
The Patron Society.
But what I get from people is that negativity, because people think they don't think in terms of an operation, they think in terms of an individual, especially an individual that's been on the radio most of his life. And that's the point I was trying to make. And then when you say something about the hot tub, which is exactly feeding in to that narrative, I get it. Because listen, the baby DJs that I used to work next to, some of you were obsessed with the monetary success.
I still am.
Obsessed in a very, very weird way. I didn't
Unhealthy
think
way?
it was healthy. Yeah, I didn't think it was healthy. There were, and it was just, it was what it was. It was what it was. And I'm telling you that the world now is dramatically different. I love what I do. We work very hard to put this show for you on every day. But that doesn't roll off, and you probably have trouble getting your head around that because it probably has never happened to you. It's happened to me for a very long period of time. And it's a small group of people, but it gets under my skin. And I don't mind telling anybody that it gets under my skin. And that's why when you were chuckling, that's what got to me.
Well, okay, so look, I'm chuckling because the day people stop hating on you or me or Rob is the day I know we're not relevant anymore.
I get it,
yeah.
But it's still, as I said, there's so much that's said and written that I have absolutely no idea about because I don't do deep dives on it. But then there are people that are closer to the inner circle of people that support this show. And when you get on and say, kind of tough to donate, F you with that because, we do need you to support this show in any way you can. Number one, get yourself a bonus show subscription. We do that. Because there's so many more people doing this right now, and I have to be. It's been very liberating for me to talk about this, but to be honest with you, I've supported every endeavor that you have pursued, and I think that you are supporting me now by, not only just doing the work that is done that you do, but also by telling me, hang in there and get it up. I hope you're right. I say that to you all the time. I say I hope, because that is an area that I do not run. I told my wife as early as this morning, I said, I run one thing. I run this show.
Yes, correct.
I run this show.
Correct. So I think the full takeaway is this. There is a big difference between a heritage show that, has been on for 30 years, 14 years as a podcast, and then what is this past year, an advertiser nuclear winter that hit every sector and is a recalibration of every aspect of this business. And as a business that was driven on advertising at that point, and is bouncing back with our annuals that have come back from the agencies as a trusted entity, that was a hard hit. And there are many. I mean, this is the life I live in. This is the business we're in right now. Luckily for us, the majority of our clients are all mostly nonprofits. They have.
He's talking about Podville.
Yeah, they're influencers within their own right. This is a brand extensions of a broader campaign. I get that, but if you are a for-profit podcast and you were trying to push and you had an operation. And it was capital intensive, and it was built around advertising and numbers. It hasn't been easy for anybody. And this conversation, is being had in places like The Daily. That's the New York Times.
Oh,
and we don't have New York Times
talking
resources.
about newsrooms at
we have TMOS
resources.
resources.
Yeah.
And we're doing the best we can with what we have. And Mike's right. And for Rob and for myself, none of us have to do this. We do this because we love this. Now, has Mike tried to quit 4 or 5 times? Yeah. But we talked him off the ledge. We're good.
No, it's something that one thing I committed to is the fact that this will be a viable entity again.
Yes.
If that, and there's a shelf life with that too, and we've had that discussion.
Well,
and
it's
so
your mortality.
It's what's that?
It's your mortality. That's a shelf life.
Yeah. Well, look, let's be honest. If you're looking at a 20-year plan here,
Well, after
my
the
name,
weight
my
loss,
last name is
we're
not
good to
Biden.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
No,
but
sorry.
I still work around. I've been semi-retired in my mind for a very, very long time, and I truly believe that this improves my quality of life. Believe it or not, with all the crap coming in here, even today, even when we talk about difficult subjects.
It wasn't even a fight. It was fun.
No, it's not a fight. It's a discussion. I really hope that everybody understands where we're coming from here, because
this is that we've had fight. This is not a fight. It's
not
a
a
true
fight.
discussion.
No.
Yes.
Everything's the truth. It did surprise me when we were talking about the, your finances, and I think the jealousy for that will be yet to come. We'll have to wait.
It has to gel when you finally realize what Diamond Jim is up to over there. I'd say ask Mike about it on Friday.
When the Money Man, that's his new name. Look at him.
Oh
He
my
hates
God,
it.
I love that.
Hey, it's the Money Man, Oscar
Hey,
Santana.
it's the Money Man. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Peace and on time.
But I don't think,
When I told my sister our monthly expenses for what we have to pay, this is over the break, because she was
the nut, your personal nut.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was so. She had because we're we're brothers and sisters, so we discuss X, Y, and Z. And she looked at me and she said, "That's it."
Do me a favor, because I'm not. It's
Yes.
none of my business and
Yes.
stuff. So I don't need to know what your compensation is. I really
Yes.
don't, and I know you would be uncomfortable sharing that with me.
Yeah.
But you
Yes.
won't be uncomfortable, I hope, sharing with me your monthly nut and what the expense is. So I like to compare them to mine, if possible.
I will not. That's
You're not going to
clearly-
do that.
No, that's not. I can tell you though, it's we don't have a lot. We don't do a lot. We don't have a lot. We work and we deal with work and
Right.
and that's all we do.
You have a mortgage.
Yeah, but my mortgage is
You have utilities.
it's manageable. Yeah,
you have
but
car payments.
cars are paid off.
Your cars are paid off.
Yes. I mentioned that a long time ago. Yes.
Wow.
On there.
So just
Mike,
the
I
mortgage,
have an
utilities.
estimate for his
Okay.
monthly expenses, and
All
I
right.
believe it.
$1 million.
I'm pretty sure that it's that or less.
Now, the other side is that we're building Podville. So there are expenses.
You've
there.
referenced that you
Yeah.
put a
Yes.
lot of your own money into that.
Yeah, and I'm happy to do so because this is the future.
And let's
but-
be honest too. I'll be full
Yes.
disclosure. You've
Yeah.
said I need to put some of my I should put some of my money in
Correct.
to this enterprise, and
Correct.
You know, that's been very difficult for me. It has, because first of all, you know, it's just a question of living. You know,
And
That's
Mike,
what it
time is
Those
money.
golf clubs aren't going to pay for themselves.
And we get your time every day.
Valuable time,
Mike, you can't put a price on it.
right?
The expense side also comes from at a young age having to learn, and I'm not ashamed by this. I think at age 27, I went to credit counselors, had to rebuild my credit.
I didn't know that.
And that really, because that's how I got through radio. When radio was paying us $25,000 a year, I just lived off credit
We're
cards.
running so much. Let's take a quick break. Come back and
Yeah.
All right.
we'll continue this, and then we'll do the roundtable later.
You gotta
if we even
rebuild.
get to it. My God, where's the time gone?
This-
All right,
Well,
we're
because
gonna
Oscar's a blabbermouth.
We're going to talk about one of our valuable advertisers, and
Yes.
I mean valuable. We'd like to give them all a big, big, wet kiss, and I'm going to do that right now, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the For Michael Merritt. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Naked Wines, the subscription service that links you directly to the world's best independent winemakers. Enjoy a box of top quality wines at a fraction of the store price. I love these wines. I am actually donating these wines to a home-based charity, which is a charity that supports veterans down here in Southwest Florida and around the country. You can get up to 60% off by connecting winemakers to wine enthusiasts like you. I love these wines. I drank them during the holidays, and they were all. I got a case of wine. There wasn't a clinker in the case. And I just turned it
It's
over
a
to my friends
clinker!
at Naked Wines. It was great. They cut out the middleman. They let you savor exclusive award-winning wines without breaking the bank. I love that you can answer a few questions when you order, and they will instantly match you with a perfect pour for your taste. The cabs I got were extraordinary, and on the off chance you don't like a bottle, they'll give you a credit so you can find one you love. Naked
Mike,
Wines,
I think one thing that's really cool, you don't have to be a snobby wine person to use this service. Because that survey that they give you at the beginning of it, you say what you like, and they match it for you. So if
Head
you
to
just like
Naked
to have
Wine.
a glass of wine, it's great. Yeah.
Head to nakedwines.com/TMOS and click Enter Voucher in the top right when you get to the website. Then enter TMOS for both the code and password to get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. That's $100 off and less than $7 per bottle. Nakedwines.com/TMOS and use the code and password TMOS to grab 6 bottles for just $39.99. Nakedwines.com/TMOS, code and password TMOS for $100 off your first 6 bottles.
TMOS.
Cheers. All right, so
So at 27, went to credit counselors. Had to. This is roughly after that blockbuster deal that Chad and I got for $24,000 a year to be on WHFS.
Now, was that each, or did you share that $24,000?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
And just. I don't know. It's just that you're on the radio, so they typically burn you. But we were in top 10 market, and we were doing nights. And then they took us to
in my
Baltimore.
humble opinion,
Yes.
totally exploited
Correct.
You
Of
and your
course.
partners
But
love
it's not
for doing
shocking.
what
It's
you were
big
doing.
business.
Yeah.
It's what big business does. Unfortunately, you don't have to do it that way. But they do.
And I'll give my old radio partner credit. He had been in the business a lot longer than I had been, and he had been through multiple managements, and well, you guys had too, but it was just if you have talent, and it doesn't matter whether it's TV talent, until you are a smash hit, ladies and gentlemen, they will bleed you dry. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Ring out the sponge.
But it's also our choice to be in this industry, right?
Yes.
We can choose to leave it or decide to stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember applying. It was, I think, Credit Counselors of America, I think it was called.
Oh, they're very good.
I'd like to take my Best Buy card and my Gateway card. Remember those computers and all
Retail
these other cards and put it all in one place. And what do I have to do? They said, okay, for the next 6 years, your credit is going to be garbage, but we'll consolidate this, and then this will be that. And I remember rebuilding and going from what was a 600 credits, almost 599, just sad. Sod.
It's very sod.
And to today, when I see my score at like 830, 820 on a regular basis, it scared me straight.
Mm-hmm.
It just scared me
That's
straight.
An amazing.
Once you
credit
rebuild, you rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it dumb to pay off a Volvo at 2% financing? Yes. Dumb. But that mentality of like, I don't want debt. That's the stuff that that probably has allowed me to be where I am today, where I'm like,
right.
And
I have Diana Ross credit.
Really?
Upside down. We got to take a quick break. We're going to come back after this. Just playing catch up here, folks. We will come back with more.
But when you rebuild,
yes,
it is you learn a thing or two about a written thing or two.
Whatever. Yeah. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more of.
I love when you sing.
Show.
Love when you sing.
On the Mike O'Mara Show. I'll tell you all about mine too. Yeah. Thanks, American Express. Might be declined. Important TMOS news. The TMOS Store is under new management. And listen, pal, this broad is wild.
She's wild.
This broad is wild. There's tons of social interaction, fast shipping, online thank yous, sexy dog pics. It's a new era. If you haven't ordered anything yet, good news. You didn't miss out. New hats on the way, already done, and we're getting them in. So let me ask you, do you love hats? The Italians have a phrase for that. That's amore. Hats amore. Sorry. Here's our new catchy musical jingle. When your head likes to wear the name Mike O'Mara, that's amore.
That's amore.
Yes, hats are coming so soon, so grab your TMOS gear and support the show you love. Every purchase keeps the laughs coming. TMOSstore.com, the source for all things TMOS. Official, authentic, and awesome. Thank you for your support, and remember our motto. Rob?
Oh, if you don't buy it, we ain't gonna sell it. I don't know about that.
You slid
That's
it
so
in there
true,
'cause it
though.
might not make it into the
It's
show.
so true.
Yeah, so I hope, Oscar, you understand, because sometimes we come in and we do this and we don't know, whether we should be doing this on the air or not. I feel comfortable doing it.
I think we kind of have in past. This is just the first way that we've wrapped it all up in a little bow.
Every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that the future of not just this show, but frankly, all our dogs are insured. They are.
Mortality is funny.
The mortality.
I always forget that.
Yes.
I always chug along like tomorrow is my 47th birthday.
I used to tell Shannon,
promise to no one, Mike.
If we get 10 more years out of Mike before he has a heart attack, then that'll be the greatest run of runs.
Right.
Since your weight loss, 20 easy.
Right.
Yeah, but we're still going to start banking shows in 9 years, just in case.
And hey, there's always AI too. That's
true.
No, but I think by this, my hope is, and this is, I haven't talked to the guys about this. I hope we can, as long as what I feel is that we're enjoying ourselves and having fun and being able to impact lives and just. I think bring a level of craft, trade craft, and talent to the space that most just don't have. Like we don't have the luxury of being on TV on a regular basis and then bringing that that audience with us. We had a
and we wouldn't have been able to do this without having the syndication that I had back on the
That's
Dynamite
true.
show. You have to have a little leg up to get ahead of the
that's called the
podcast
first mover advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that first mover advantage, that only lasts for so long.
Yeah, I'm amazed that it's chugged along
Yes.
as long as it has. And there have been obstacles in the past, like there are now.
Yeah.
It's never been this difficult. It has never been financially this difficult. And what I was going to lead to, and I don't know whether Carla texted me names. Carla is keeping track of the one-time donations that we get.
Oh, the generous folks, yeah.
From Debbie M, Gretchen L, David S, Lawton G, Chris W, Greg R, Thomas N, TJ W,
Super sweet.
Richard S.
Love it.
Just her little thing. He said, we've been doing this a long time, and everybody, and I'm talking Rob, Oscar, Mike, we get a little set in our ways, and we forget that there are people out there that need to be, they don't need to be acknowledged. They've done it, some of them
Right.
for a long time without being
For years.
acknowledged, but we're
Correct.
changing that, and that's where having a new set of eyes on things is really important to let people know every little bit helps, guys, for us to keep on chugging while we get through what we're getting through. Oscar is working.
Yeah, but I don't just
very hard.
want to get through this. I want to. Like the goal is to continue growing.
Come out better on the other side.
I
like,
won't
that's the
talk
whole
about it
point.
now, but you know the way I want to grow this show, which is something that will require a capital investment in this show that's down the road that I think people are going to like a lot. So, yeah, we both have that same mindset where just existing is not going to do it. Right now, toughest time it's ever been in this incarnation. I've had tougher times in the broadcast business. It's the
absolutely.
nature of the
You've
biz.
had tougher divorces.
I've had tougher divorces. That
Yes.
might be why your credit score is better than mine at this particular time. Because
This is not a competition. If it was,
everything. Let me tell you
you
about
have
me. The
scoreboard
ABCs,
in life.
The ABCs of me are everything. I compete with you. I compete with Rob. I compete with Mike McIntosh.
ABC,
Everybody.
always be competing.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
So we try, and we will continue to try. But that is an absolutely wonderful score that you have there, and I think that's something to be that you don't get that just by paying off things. You get that by building it and having a track record for a long time.
Yes.
They like that. That's a good thing, and not taking on a lot of debt. That's
And
also
also, he
and-
bribes people a lot.
I should be clear to anybody that does, whether it's we worked with Chime or anybody else, like there are mechanisms to help you rebuild or build your credit.
not there yet. Anyway, that's right. There are people that can help you out there.
I wasn't talking to you, Mike.
I thought you were.
I was talking to people out there.
Thought you were
Mike,
about
he's
to say,
not
I need to
mad
do
at
this.
you. He's
Yes.
mad at the dirt.
I'm not mad at anybody.
I think we worked together long enough where he wouldn't realize that everything comes out of his mouth when these microphones are open. All of it concerns me. Everything
Yes.
is about me.
Yeah.
You can't
and
do
competition.
This show.
That's
You
right.
can't do this show without you can't do it in my role without doing that. You got to always think in those terms. So
And
let's.
this is the way I would love you to reframe that, at least when it comes to me. If it's great for me, it's great for you.
We will. It's. Sorry, no can.
No, you can't ask him to do that.
Yeah. You send me your financials. We'll talk.
Didn't the marriage
anyway.
counselor say that in marriage number 2?
You remember the number? Yeah, boy.
Yeah. It wasn't great for anybody.
All right, we'll wrap this up now, and then when we come back,
Thank you.
I do want to talk about one thing, and this is concerning money again. A Mac reveal that I have wanted as soon as Rob said it to me. Well, Mac brought it up. Mac brought up that you were
Mac
going to give us
reminded
a
us.
Mac reveal. We'll do that when we come back because I'd like to find out about him, a guy that's never really broken his back a day in his life. We'll be right back, everyone. Don't reinvent yourself. Just rehydrate yourself with Liquid IV. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, and all in a single delicious stick. No sugar, no artificial sweeteners. You can feel like a hydrated new you, ready to take on 2024. Liquid IV has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness. I think yesterday,
Yeah.
I probably knocked out 6 packs, 6 sticks of
Stay
Liquid
hydrated,
IV.
baby.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
That
It's
it
great.
used to be when you did a 6-pack, it wasn't Liquid IV.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Listen, you got these flavors that are all sugar-free. I'll try to get through this when you do that. Try white peach, green grape, or my favorite lemon lime that I'm drinking right now. I love them all. You will too. Make it a Liquid IV year and be the best that you can be. Rehydrate yourself for the new year. Grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 20% off your first order when you go to liquidiv.com and use our code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for bearing with us and listening to all
Susie
of this.
Orman's Financial Corner.
That's you look.
Yes.
I've
Can
been
I be
doing this a
Barbara
long time.
Corcoran?
No, that's
Real estate.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, but she
Right?
she
Yeah, yeah,
offers
yeah.
financial advice as well, and she's boxed.
Let me wrap this up before we get to Mac with my theory on finances.
Yeah.
I think finances are an illusion. I think that money is an illusion. I think you should do 2 things. When you hear somebody talking about how bad they have it, don't necessarily think that's 100% true. And that goes down to the very bottom of society with people that are standing on street corners. And when you hear about people talking about how spectacular their life is, you got a lot of them online nowadays. They're called influencers. And they're talking about this money and that money and what they have and how powerful they are. Don't necessarily believe that either. Everything
Let me
is
be
somewhere
clear.
in the middle.
My life is not spectacular. I just don't have that many expenses.
No, I wasn't talking about you. It's not always about you,
See, I
Oscar.
was just making it about me. I'm so sorry. Thank
I'm
you.
talking
That's
about
not
really-
what we do here, Oscar.
When you mentioned Shark Tank, I thought about that. You have, for years and years, the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, has made a career of it, of creating the atmosphere of great success and wealth. And it's
Yeah, he
not
was the
always
king
what
of
it
debt.
seems. You know?
Yeah.
It's easy to say. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. What is the reveal for Mac before we get Rob in here?
Okay, so we all, if you're just a quick primer for everybody in the audience, Macintosh we've known for roughly 15 years, in and out of our orbit,
Long
and
time.
now works for Podville within a associate producer / IT
Well,
support.
it's work release.
Yeah, work is something like that. We're still trying to noodle that, but he's doing a great job. And as a proxy, what's good for, as I told Mike, what's good for me is good for you. He gets to slide in and work on the show prior to the rest of the workday starting.
Right.
We start the
That's
show
the
roughly around
trade-off.
8:30.
Came to
Yes.
me a long time ago. It's like
Yes.
Matt gets to work on the show. Mike continues to pay rent. That's it.
So-
That's the way it works.
That the rent stays the same, Mike.
The rent stays the same as before.
Yeah, it wasn't your best deal, but not your worst.
And we also found out that the reason, one of the primary reasons Mac has never really worked hard in his life is because he's a trust fund child, and his grandfather left a bonanza
Started
of dollars.
and sold 2 major tech companies.
Yeah, one last name Soft, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? Owns an NBA team, and
Maybe.
then the other day before the show started, he was talking about his uncle, and I was like, "Oh my God! If your uncle isn't Steve Jobs or Jeffrey Epstein, I don't want to hear about this." And he said, "No, my uncle is actually a man of the cloth."
Yes.
And I said, "What?"
And I said, "What kind?" And he said, "My uncle is a Franciscan monk."
Wow. I got a childhood friend who's a monk as well. Is he? Did he take the vow of silence?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, no,
so
not
he's a-
no, sorry, not silence.
Not
he took
silence.
poverty,
Celibacy.
celibacy.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of
that's
people
like,
don't know that before 2 shows a week, Mac also takes the vow of silence.
That's pretty. Do you have regular contact with your with your religious?
Yeah, he comes to visit. So he started as a Franciscan monk about 20 years ago.
That was the good time to get in.
Does
too.
he wear the Monty Python suit when he comes to visit?
He used to.
Okay.
What does he wear under it?
Stop.
I've
Stop.
not checked.
No, don't.
Come on.
Don't. Why do you?
Because
have
it's a
that?
vow
I
of
had the
poverty. I'm
joke.
curious.
You have to squeeze your joke in every time. That's
No, I
you're
was
greedy.
genuinely
You're
curious.
greedy.
Yes, I am.
I can say
Sorry.
something funnier than Mike, and then we'll put it on a promo. Anyway, let's.
So like at the beginning of his mission, he went to Bolivia. He spent a lot of time in Bolivia helping the disenfranchised.
And what's wacky about this? What is his current area of expertise?
So
And in the monk, what do you call it? The monkhood,
Monkiverse.
monkiverse. Yes.
yes,
Yeah, just like the Marvelverse.
Yes. So after he spent some time in Bolivia and I believe Peru.
Peru, correct.
They brought him back to the States, and he's basically been the IT guy for the Franciscan monks.
So it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Computer.
A lot of
He's
my
got a
uncles.
great set of skills.
So funny to me.
Yeah.
The
Bunch
IT
of
guy.
It's a bunch of ones and zeros in the Macintosh family.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he like runs their like website and stuff, and I think some of their social media. It's just he
That's
just runs
amazing.
IT.
Does he have like an OnlyFans or anything? Or
No,
Oh,
he does
stop
not.
it. Come on.
One thing I know about monasteries is that there's usually a product involved in a monastery, and if there's an IT component, is there anything that they produce that they exist on that they sell to the public?
What do you mean?
Like, for example,
I didn't know-
my
I
friend
didn't know-
Paul
yeah,
was
yeah.
bread. They bake amazing bread,
Yeah.
and that's one of
I've
the ways
actually
they
seen
sustain the
fruit
monastery.
cakes and produce. They set flowers. They sell things.
Because they don't,
I-
they don't just
I
get the
thought
donations. That's the,
Monastery sold prayers.
they might do that too. Absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
prayer
No, I've-
cards or something like that.
I've not heard of any sales. I mean, I know he worked.
I
in
heard
a
it was
food-
cars.
No.
No, he did not sell used cars.
It
The Franciscan monks.
It was playing cards.
Imagine
all the patron saints are on the cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool though? Can you imagine that if you had a real car dealership run by monks?
The problem is the stained glass windshield.
Yeah.
No,
But
I
a
mean,
big
bada-boom.
liability.
he mainly works on their online presence.
Yeah.
And how many other monks are with him?
I don't know that.
How long do you think it takes for them to download Call of Duty?
I mean, with their the cheapest option of internet speed, it's got
I'm
to
so
take
glad
forever.
Michael didn't call you last night because you would have immediately said, "Are you hardwired?" And then he'd come out, he would come running into the living room and go, "Dad!" Seriously, I swear to God. Mac, do you visit at the monastery ever?
No, I've never gone to visit him. He comes to this area a lot because a few uncles and my grandparents lived here. So
And where is the, if you don't mind me asking, where is the monastery located?
right now he's in New Jersey.
Oh, so he's a missionary monk.
Yes.
Okay, so he
he
travels
goes around, like
around.
he did like a food kitchen
Is he
in
he's
Pennsylvania.
a Franciscan?
Franciscan monk.
That's
yes.
actually the biggest sect of people that do that, I believe.
I
think.
believe so. Yes.
Have
And
you
it's
ever in
missionary
your
work.
life? Have you ever in your life called him your Monkle?
No, I have not.
Okay,
But that
you might
I
want to
think I should
start.
start. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start. Yeah.
Does he still feel guilty about bringing disease to the indigenous peoples of Central and South America?
I think that's why they're paying it back. They're going down with.
Yeah.
We got.
I don't know.
We have to take
Mike, it's what made him join up.
reveal. This is a stupid show. All over the place today. I swear to God, I feel like I should take a shower, and I already took one. We'll take a break, and we will come back with the flip side right here with Mr. Rob Spiewak. You, ladies and gentlemen, are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show to the world.
Oh, very well.
Hey, if you want to finally lose that weight, I've lost over 70. I'm excited to show. I was flat today, though, man.
That's all right.
Expected to
That's
be
not a
flat.
game.
You got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. But I was really, I had that one protein bar right at bedtime. Wrong, Mikey. I'm excited to share with you that DermGlowSkin.com is now your one-stop shop for finally getting control of your weight problem. All you have to do is click the weight loss button at DermGlowSkin.com. Take the quiz and see if you qualify. A doctor will write you a prescription. The pharmacy fills it. Your weight loss medication shipped directly to your home. If you're sick of waiting for your meds because of low or out-of-stock situations, Derm Glow will connect you with a doctor that is fully supplied, so no more waiting. Boom, bam. It's changed my life. I've lost so much weight, I'm down to 2 belt loops. I have
technically, with our belt sponsor,
yes,
we all have had to do this.
Yeah.
You cut a piece of the belt off.
I really should do it for all of them, but I'm as needed. So 3 of the 5 have been cut. I feel you probably don't feel the same way as I do, Oscar. When I cut those belts, I feel like you can't. There's no going back now. That's the way it is.
It's so true.
All right. Anyway, DermGlowSkin.com. Check them out, and let's play the thing. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, do the thing.
Upside down. Roll over,
The flip side.
Dating is different now, because I think there's a lot of pressure to sometimes share the magical moments online, and sometimes they come back and bite you on the ass. This guy posted a secret video, so-called, about a date that didn't go so well. I think this is fake all the way. Mike, I want your thoughts on it. But he met this girl on Tinder, and they went out, and it didn't go all that well, and he split the check with her. The guy did not pick up the check and secretly taped her. What say you?
Well, what'd you say?
Why are we splitting the bill?
Well, I mean, it's our first date, so I thought we should maybe go half.
I can't believe you made us split the bill.
I mean, you ordered an appetizer that I didn't even touch. Why do you think that I should
Okay,
pay
but
for
you asked me out.
I know, but you ordered something that I did.
You asked me out.
All right, I'll just take you home and... All right, see ya. Hello? Hello? See ya.
Bye.
All right. Okay.
But wait, there's a second part real quick.
Okay.
He got, of course, absolutely slaughtered on air by half of the people. Not on air, online. Slaughtered and unslaughtered and praised by another half of people because they believed him. But he did what TikTok loves, a part 2 video. And this is where I start thinking, this is not so true. So, I mean, you just...
Are you going to play it?
Can we weigh
He
into
had
this?
this to say. He had this to say.
Okay.
What I don't understand is you asked for the date, so you pay. It's not like I'm forcing anybody
This guy's a
to
hack.
me.
This guy's a hack. He's a loser.
By the
right?
way, not attractive.
Yeah, and
No.
by the way, 50-50, true or not true.
No,
but
I think it's absolutely fake.
Yeah, I
this
think it's
guy,
fake, yeah.
Because he's so dumb that it's so transparent.
And he's
dumb.
clearly never been on a date.
Yeah,
Because that's not the way it goes.
yeah, I know. And by the way, if it was legit, I agree. I think that you're in a situation here where, come on,
Pay for the date.
Be real. Yeah. The bottom line, you asked her out.
If you asked them out,
That's it.
That's it.
right?
You know, if it's a
And the
coworker,
girl
it's a
could-
different story.
And the girl can fake that she wants to pay, and then you pay, or you pay before anybody else can pay, and you move on with life.
And then there's another level to it, too. If she's like somebody that he is really interested in, he's not going to pull that crap. So if it was legit, which I don't think it is,
Right.
if it was he's doing that because he has no interest in her whatsoever, which makes it even more slimy. There's no win here, in my humble opinion. And the guys that are out there that are going, yeah, way to go, are lonely and bitter, sitting there talking to their right hand every night. That's it. Yeah. That's all there.
He should have had some of that appetizer. Then he'd feel better about himself.
Yeah, you were the appetizer. Yeah, I don't know.
Mike,
I don't know what part of Kazakhstan he's from either, but I
there was
that.
a trace of an accent somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Sad. One of my favorite traditions is on Sunday morning to watch CBS Sunday Morning. It's the most relaxing hour of television there is. And Charles Osgood, who was the host previous to Jane Pauley, passed away yesterday at age 91, cause of death, dementia. And this is when he announced that he was leaving CBS this morning. And I just like hearing his voice one last time because he was a great storyteller.
It's been a great run. But after nearly 50 years at CBS, including the last 22 years here at Sunday Morning, the time has come. Between now and my last Sunday morning, I've got to practice singing that old Weaver's song. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. Been a long time since I've been home, and I've got to be drifting along. I will see you on the radio.
And he never, ever had secret families across America like his predecessor, Charles Kuralt.
Yeah, Charles Osgood was one of the great old journalists that we had. Great reporter before he was the Sunday morning guy. You know?
And
Starred in DC.
Yep. Wonderful
Fantastic.
voice. Wonderful voice.
It's amazing to me when it was sometimes when I'm looking at whether it's Celebrity Jeopardy or how many people either traveled through or originated from the nation's capital. Yeah. Tons of them all the time.
Let's close with this, Mike. Happy National Peanut Butter Day.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Don't do that like I used to.
Yeah, it's good.
Man, yeah. Those apples were just in the way when I was pretending to eat apples. It was a peanut butter delivery system. That's what it was.
There's a comic. I'd never heard of him until I found this. Moody McCarthy talking about organic peanut butter. Treat yourself.
Back at the apartment, we have organic peanut butter. If you haven't had organic peanut butter, you can make it. Take your regular peanut butter and pour oil on top of it. And then somehow remove all the flavor. I don't know how to do that, but just give it a...
That's spot on.
Lastly, take a $10 bill and drop that in the garbage. Right there. Organic peanut butter.
That's how you make organic peanut butter, Mike. That's how you...
Very, very
The oil
true.
on the top throws me. It's gross.
Gross.
Wow. Well, that's it. We got to get out of here. And listen, support us any way you can. We appreciate that. And just pass along whatever you can to us. And really, number one, we love bonus show subscriptions.
The best.
And, as Oscar mentioned yesterday, soon to come, we're going to do that. And this is a man that is a believer, a true believer.
Big launch.
And, and I believe in you, too, just in case you didn't know that. But I learned a lot today. I really learned a lot. And that's good.
You should be happy. You should be happy.
Yes.
Let's not get nuts. We'll take a powder and see you tomorrow for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. Mike O'Mara saying so long.
He's the money man. Eddie Money. Peace on earth.
Not that happy.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
I meant to say peace in our time.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Christ almighty, it's like I'm sitting here playing cards with my brother's kids or something. You nerve-wracking sons of bitches.
Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it.